What's good, everybody? Bellamonco here, back at it again with that Moriarty chapter 35. Now, last time we left off, young William Moriarty and Lewis dealt with Baxter. They were able to convince him to settle and give all of his assets to them, which were then donated to the orphanage before they left. Also, Lewis got sick, so there's that. So now we're in the next arc. Don't know what it's about, but we'll find out. So let's go. The White Knight of London, Act 1. Okay. London, Baker Street. Okay. Sherlock, I'm going out for a bit. Is there anything that you need? Can you pick up this month's issue of Brawshaw's Railway Guide? I need it for the case I'm currently working on. I got it. I'll be back by noon. K. Sherlock saying K is so cute. He's so informal and it's adorable. Okay, Watson doing shopping. I heard you had a rough day yesterday. Looked like he did too. Yeah, it seems like my kid hurt someone else's kid after saying he was the Lord of Crime. The Lord of Crime is popular amongst children, but it's not good for their education. In the streets, he's recognized as a criminal for the common people, but the Lord of Crime is just a man who wants to justify violence. Hey now, that's not entirely fair. Come on. Seriously, I would rather have the kids pretend to be the young member of parliament than the Lord of Crime. Young MP? That MP is the only one who's trying to stop the nobles from doing whatever they want. Right. It's about time someone aired out the parliament. And here we have Watson being nosy. I see. I'm guessing this is the MP they're talking about. British Empire Parliament Building, House of Commons. Please be quiet. Mutter, mutter. Settle down. Continue what you were saying. MP Whiteley. Is that his name? Whiteley? Whitley? I'm saying Whiteley. Murmur, murmur. Murmur, murmur. Now, about that revised election bill that I submitted. I understand that this were the House of Lords, but I can't help thinking that there is a negative reaction to the bill in the House of Commons. To everyone here, whose side are you on? That's right, ask them directly. Whose side are you on? Truly, if we pass this bill, more citizens will be given the right to vote. I know that some of you are concerned that it will become difficult to gain votes if it passes. But I want you to throw that idea away. In the first place, it's important for lawmakers like us to receive the trust of the citizens. The parliament shouldn't just benefit the wealthy. Furthering the prosperity of our country depends on us realizing what Bentham calls the greatest amount of good for the greatest number. In other words, we have a responsibility to listen to as many citizens as possible. To do so, the right to vote must be given to citizens of all classes, not just the city. Now is the time to cross faction lines and pass the bill. Wyatt, please quiet down. Y'all so rude, let the man talk. In the end of the 19th century, British elections are still limited to male city workers. While that's a few million men, it only accounts for about a third of the male population at the time. Rural workers and women weren't given the right to vote. Which means that the government was far from being a true parliamentary democracy in which the opinion of every citizen matters. Ain't that bad a bitch. Come out quickly, MP Whiteley, back away, back away. This is the third time that you propose a revised election bill, right? Even if the bill passes the House of Commons, isn't it obvious that the House of Lords will vote to overturn it? Y'all asking the real questions for real. I knew someone would mention that before the bill has been officially introduced, but we have to make sure that this bill gets passed in Parliament, no matter what. Is there opposition to the bill in the House of Commons? Do you have a plan to get the bill passed in the House of Lords? I'll do whatever I can to convince them. Please look forward to it. Cleared away, coming through. Here, get in quickly. Ah, thank you. What? The smell. MP Whiteley? No way. Is that a fucking bomb? Everyone, get away from the carriage right now. Move the horse as well. Hurry. Right away. They really put a bomb under his carriage. Boom. Blew that carriage sky high. I'm not crying it out. Yeah, noise. What? The carriage exploded. Looking around. Who did it? Who did it? It was you. Sutton. Caught your punk ass. Smash. Tell me, who the hell hired you? Ugh, what are you talking about? You know. MP Whiteley, are you okay? I'm fine. More importantly, this man is the culprit. This guy? How do you know? My job requires me to speak in front of large crowds, so when I look at someone's face, I can instantly tell what they think of me. Maybe it's just my intuition. Apparently, according to experts, intuition is just processing information at such a high speed that the mind can't track it. A face brimming with expectations and hope for me, a face that makes me feel suspicious, a face full of hostility like a killer longing to kill me. There's a fuse and a pistol in his bag, all thanks to MP. As I thought, my intuition is always correct. They really tried to blow him up though. Like damn. Listen up everyone, just now I was the target of an assassination. This means that there are certain people who do not want this country's inequality to be corrected by amending the election law. This isn't the first time. I've been repeatedly threatened that if you don't withdraw the bill, you will be killed. But I'll never cave into such threats. I will definitely pass the revised election bill that will allow everyone to vote for the representatives of this country because achieving equality is my mission, because it's my dream. Man, MP Whiteley, he's spitting. Like, I really actually like him. I just hope that he's actually, for equality. Whiteley, Adam Whiteley. They chanting his name. If you respond to violence with violence, a vicious cycle will form. He might be able to fix the nobility's arrogance without resorting to violence like the Lord of Crime. Uh-oh, that can't be good. Yeah, MP Whiteley is fighting for us, even though his life is at stake. Yeah, there's this group called the Moriartys, and they might not take too kindly to that. Maybe they will. We don't know yet. Stop relying on the face of Lord of Crime. That's right. We don't need the Lord of Crime anymore. Whiteley is the only representative that we need. Man, I hope he'll end up shot. A true knight for equality. Whiteley, Adam Whiteley. This is amazing. You've become a beacon of hope for this city. We're turning that man over to Scotland Yard for investigation. Thank you. I'm counting on you. That thug is probably a member of the Mafia, which means I'll have to make my move. Major British newspaper. So is this like the layout for the newspaper of the assassination attempt? I mean, they're probably not going to publish it because the paper is ran by Milverton and his goonies. So this first article is definitely not getting past the first go around. He's probably going to make him rewrite it. How are they, Editor-in-Chief? The layout is still in the works. As for the writing itself, I tried to write something that would sell well. No, rewrite the entire thing. It wouldn't sit well with Chairman Milverton or his clients. We aren't a newspaper for the common people. We're a highbrow newspaper. Don't worry about what will sell and what won't. Understood? Yes. Shameful. Milverton Manor. And yeah, they changed it to, fit their agenda. You should be ashamed of yourself. Journalism is about telling the truth. Ugh. The true nature of a person is decided not by the people, but the press. No matter how inspiring a speech is, none of those feelings are conveyed to a person who wasn't there. In other words, no matter what, if the paper says something is true, it will become fact. This is the power of the press. I hate it, but he's not wrong. This is why it's important for you to do your own research. Think for yourself. However, that Adam Whiteley has guts, doesn't he? Fighting the House of Lords single-handedly without regarding his own safety? Anyways, what happened to the man who was arrested? He's being detained by Scotland Yard. Ruskin, I know it's obvious, but who do you think hired that hitman? Most likely the House of Lords. Probably. It's a childish thing to do. They should have asked me to do something instead. Have I said fuck Milverton yet? If I haven't, fuck Milverton. Okay. From the perspective of the House of Lords, the on-scene arrest would have been unexpected. They might be concerned that the hitman would tell the Yard about his connection to the House of Lords during the investigation. Seriously, the House of Lords must be having a hard time. If I deal with the criminal, it can be used as material to negotiate favorably with the House of Lords. I'm the king of blackmailing, Charles Augustus Milverton. You're the king of eating a dick. How about that? How about that? Next morning, Scotland Yard. Oh, let me guess. Yeah, that happened. It's time for your interrogation. Huh? Hey, get up. This is bad. Someone call for a doctor. Good morning, Mr. Whiteley. Good morning. MP Whiteley, I'm sorry you had to come all the way to Scotland Yard headquarters. Hey, what's up, Patterson? Patterson also worked with Bond to help clear that innocent man who was framed for being Jack the Ripper. Has there been any breakthroughs in the case? Yeah, about that. The bomber who was targeting me has died? I'd be shocked too, bro. Yes, and officer found him bleeding to death in his cell due to a pin pierced through his throat. Ugh. The pin was the same type that was commonly used in the station. For this reason, the CID is investigating the possibility of homicide as well as suicide. What do you mean? I'm sorry such a mistake has occurred in the station, MP. It's unfortunate that it happened, but it can't be helped. What should I do from now on? If the bomber was part of the mafia and was hired for money, it's hard to imagine that he would commit suicide due to loyalty. If it was murder, there's no choice but to think that there's an insider in Scotland Yard. Assuming that there are insiders, it's unlikely that there will be viable results from this investigation. That's true. They're gonna hinder it. Who is a friend and who is an enemy? First of all, I have to identify that myself. Chief Inspector. Originally, I wanted to find the bomber's employer, but it seems it won't be possible anymore. Yeah, because murder. Instead, I would like to request that those who were on that case work on identifying the sender of a threatening letter that I received. Yes, of course, we can do that. Also, I won't press charges for letting the bomber die in custody. In return for doing that, the personnel who will be working on the case, will you let me choose them myself? I don't know. Let you choose personnel? Yes. It's my life on the line. I'm confident in my ability to see through people. Intuition! Okay. Criminal Investigation Department. Focused. I've decided. Bet money he gonna pick Milverton's insiders. You and you, okay? I understand. I'd be happy to work with you, MP Whiteley. My name is Robinson. Mine is Sturridge. I don't fuck with either of y'all. It's nice to meet you both. You can ask Chief Inspector Patterson about the investigation policy. Now that there's been a bomb targeted at the MP, you two will be responsible for protecting him and his family while investigating. If this investigation goes well, we might find that the Mafia and the House of Lords are linked. With that in mind, we should be able to pass the revised election bill through the House of Lords. And then he's leaving. Okay, Patterson, what you got to say? Okay. From Whiteley's point of view, there is evidence linking the Mafia to the House of Lords. Based on that, he probably thinks that could make a backdoor deal with the House of Lords to pass the bill. There's no problem if he's a person who would negotiate behind the scenes to get a bill passed. However, the most troubling part of this case is Whiteley could go public with the evidence. That's right. If that happens, the citizens' dissatisfaction with the House of Lords will cause a chain reaction. There's a possibility that a bourgeois revolution will occur. Should a conflict between the citizens and the nobility occur, odds are that William's plan to get both sides to join hands will collapse. So yes, Patterson is working for William. Well, the Moriartys. Since I can't do a full profiling of Whiteley, I will have to have William make a direct decision. London Moriarty Manor. T. I see. Hi, Albert. As Patterson feared, it seems that the situation has become extremely delicate. To my knowledge, MP Whiteley doesn't have a dark past to hide. In this era, it's hard to find a member of parliament as innocent as him. For how long is he willing to wave his banner of equality? What do you think, William? I wonder. If he blackmails the House of Lords and then releases the evidence of their wrongdoing, he'll become a flag bearer of the bourgeois revolution. He'll be able to capture the hearts and minds of the people, making it easy for him to become prime minister, let alone pass the revised election bill. But before that, our country will have to go through a period of political and social turmoil. The riots and mayhem will result in the death of many. Dang, this is hitting close to home, ain't it? The riots and the social turmoil and political turmoil. Ooh. I'd like to test him once to put together a complete profile. Okay. To publish the evidence or not? Certainly, Whiteley. I guess it's up to your choice. Lewis, could you see if there are any meetings he might be attending in the future? Right away. Equality. Any politician who promises such gleaming ideals can't be a good person. Oh, Moran, get off it. I mean, I understand where you're coming from. I understand. But get off it. No, that has yet to be decided, Colonel. We'll know if it's true after William is done testing him. Yes. Depending on Whiteley, this country could be on its way to equality without our help. That is, if everything goes well. Welcome back, Milverton. Did you speak with your client? Yeah. It seems the House of Lords previously regarded Whiteley as a citizen's mouthpiece. But now they think that he's gained too much support. I mean, what you expect? God. In other words, he's no longer useful to the House of Lords. Is that right? Yes. The result of that is the House of Lords sending letters and assassinations via the lousy mafia. Killing Whiteley will make him a hero for the cause of equality forever. That's so stupid. There's no such thing as a bad move. Lying to the common people is the bad move. Well, it doesn't matter to me either way. The request from the House of Lords was Whiteley's death. I'll do the job in a way that suits me. Then, this time as well, yes. I'll cast the good human Whiteley in evil light. He'll lose the trust of the people and be stripped of the title Knight of Equality. We're going to have front row seats to his righteous downfall. Gaining control of people's minds through blackmail. The future of this country's white knight is... Man, this guy is so ass, bro. I understand his angle as an antagonist of this arc. I understand that. But he's still ass. Like, I hate villains like this. Stop messing with the common people. Stop lying to the common man. Also, don't believe everything you read in the paper. Like, it's best to go out and do your own research. You have to. You can't just blindly trust one source. You can't. It's not good for you. Trust me. But yeah, leave a like if you liked it. If you didn't like it, go in the comments, tell me why you didn't like it. And as always, I'm Bella Monco. Thanks for reading with me.